Well, Tropical Storm Michael is very close to hurricane strength at the moment, with winds at 70 miles per hour as it's beginning to make its way into the Gulf of Mexico this morning. Currently moving north at 7 miles per hour, which really isn't that fast, but it really is going to begin to pick up some speed and move through the Gulf quickly, which is actually better news to what you might think, because the Gulf of Mexico itself is very warm. So the more time it spends in there, the worse off the southeastern United States is going to be with this system. So with water temperatures in the mid-80s, that means we are going to see this potentially strengthen to a Category 2 as it makes its way into the middle of the Gulf. Now let's go ahead and talk more about what exactly we're looking at as far as strength here. At the moment, it is currently still a tropical storm, but by this time tomorrow, very well could be a Category 2 storm, and it's probably going to hold that strength into Wednesday as well. It should be making landfall here in the southeastern United States around Panama City by Wednesday evening. So the biggest time we have to look forward to here across the southeast is really going to be Wednesday and Thursday for the system. Now, the past couple models have slowed it down, which is why a Category 2 storm is expected here. Yesterday, we were only looking at it being a Category 1 because it was projected to move very, very quickly through the mid-state. Now it's going to calm down and really begin to take its time through the Gulf of Mexico. And if it slows down anymore, there is a chance it could become a Category 3, but at the moment, that does look unlikely. The current line has it moving through a spot like Panama City, up through the middle of the Panhandle, and then eventually making its way into a spot like Dublin or Eastman in Georgia before making its way into the Carolinas. Now, even whenever it's in the Carolinas, we are going to be seeing it still holding this tropical storm strength, which is very unusual for a storm like this. Typically, you would see it die down a little bit quicker, even within 24 hours. But for the most part, it looks like it's going to keep winds at around 65 as it tracks through both Georgia and South Carolina, which is very unfortunate for those people that live where Florence was affected, because you are going to be seeing some stronger winds really moving through those areas as well. Now, unlike Florence, this is not going to be a big rainmaker, and I'll talk more about that here in just a second. But let's take a look at the spaghetti models. And one big thing I want to show you here is that there is still a wide variety of directions that this could go. One of these systems has it moving up through Alabama, past Huntsville, and into Nashville, while another has it going closer towards Jacksonville. But for the most part, a lot of these have it going right through an area like Panama City and eventually into Macon and Warner Robins right through the center. Now, we're going to be better off here in Georgia if the storm moves further down towards the south. Yes, it's still going to be close to us, and yes, damage is still possible, but if it takes a track towards Atlanta, that's going to put places like Panama City, Tifton, and Macon on the bad side of the storm, or that right side is typically where you see the strongest winds, you typically see the heaviest rain, and the potential for tornadoes as well. One more thing I want to cover here is going to be the potential rain. Some spots in the center of Georgia do have a slight drought going on right now. Same thing in southern Georgia. I do want to show you that about 2 to 3 inches is possible there in the red. In the purple and the blue, it looks like we're going to have 1 to 2 inches. And the closer you get to the coast, I think the less rain you are expecting with this overall, but there could be a few isolated spots that could see between 4 and 5 inches if this does move slow enough.